Dear friends, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic from the MMD oral exams and written exams point of view. In this video, we will discuss the letter of credit system. This term we generally don't use on board the ship. This system is generally used between the seller and buyers of the goods when sellers and buyers are unknown to each other and located in different parts of the world. A letter of credit or documentary credit is a promise by a bank on behalf of the buyer to pay the seller a specified sum in the agreed currency, provided that the seller submits the required documents by a predetermined deadline. What is the process of getting an LC? The process of getting an LC consists of four primary steps which are enlisted here. Step 1, issuance of LC. After the parties to the trade agree on the contract and the use of LC, the importer applies to the issuing bank to issue an LC in favor of the exporter. The LC is sent by the issuing bank to the advising bank. The latter is generally based in the exporter's country and may even be the exporter's bank. The advising bank verifies the authenticity of the LC and forwards it to the exporter. So, what it means? It means now the importer and exporter both agreed for the trade and the use of the LC system. The importer goes to his bank and applies for LC in favor of the exporter. Now the bank verifies the credentials of the importer and issue the LC in the favor of the exporter and send it to the exporter's bank for further action. When exporter's bank receives the LC, it checks the LC and forward it to the exporter. Now exporter has got the letter of credit. Now the exporter start preparations for the shipment of the cargo. Now we will discuss step 2, shipping of goods. After the receipt of the LC, the exporter is expected to verify the same to their satisfaction and initiate the goods shipping process. As we have discussed, the exporter has received the letter of credit from his bank. He verifies and checks the details of the letter of credit and starts preparation for the shipment of the goods to the importer. Step 3, providing documents to the confirming bank. After the goods are shipped, the exporter presents the documents to the advising bank. As we know, one of the important part of letter of credit system is the submission of documents required by the bank within the prescribed time limits. So, after the shipment of the goods, exporter starts collecting all the documents. Once he has collected all the documents, he presents the documents to his bank. And one of the important point is this: the exporter has to give all documents to the bank within the time limits. He should not exceed the time limit given by the bank. Step 4, settlement of payment from importer and possession of goods. The bank in turn sends them to the issuing bank and the amount is paid, accepted or negotiated. As the case may be, the issuing bank verifies the documents and obtain payment from the importer. It sends the documents to the importer who uses them to get possession of the shipped goods. As we know, the exporter has shipped the goods and obtained all the documents related to the shipment of the goods and submitted it to the his bank. Now his bank checks all the documents, are they are in order and as per the requirement of them. After they are satisfied, they pay the amount as per the agreement to the importer's bank, that is issuing bank, and forwards the document to the issuing bank. Issuing bank checks all the documents and satisfy himself that the documents are as per his requirements. After the bank receives the documents, they take payment from the importer and releases the documents to the importer. Importer, after obtaining the documents, now goes to the ships for the receiving of the goods. Now we will understand the letter of credit system by an example. Suppose Mr. A, an Indian based exporter, has a sales contract with Mr. B, an importer from Australia, for delivering a batch of medical equipments to the latter. Both parties, being unknown to each other, decides to go for an LC arrangement. From this point on, this is how a letter of credit transactions would unveil between Mr. A and Mr. B. Step 1. Mr. B, buyer, goes to their bank, that is the issuing bank or importer bank, and request to issue an LC. The issuing banks further process the LC to the advising bank or exporter bank, a India based bank. Advising bank checks the authenticity of the LC and send it to Mr. A. Now Mr. A will ship the goods. Mr. A will send specific trade documents including the bill of lading to the advising bank. The advising bank will make sure that all requirements are fulfilled and make the payment to Mr. A. Advising bank will send all the necessary documents including the bill of lading to the issuing bank. The issuing bank checks all the documents and make payment to the advising bank and will send these documents to Mr. B, buyer, to confirm their authenticity. After receiving the documents, Mr. B makes payment to the issuing banks and takes the delivery of the goods. Now we will understand the letter of credit system with the help of this slide. As you can see, this slide is self-explanatory and it is same as we had discussed. There is exporter and importer. First they agree on contract and the use of letter of credit system. Importer goes to his bank and applies for a letter of credit. The issuing bank sends this letter of credit to the exporter bank, that is advising bank. Advising bank verifies the letter of credit and forward it to the exporter. Once the exporter has received the documents letter of credit, he start preparation for the shipment of the goods and he ships the good to the importer. After the shipment of the goods, exporter collects all the documents required by the bank. Exporter, after collecting all the documents, he submits the document to his bank within the specified time limit. The bank verifies the documents and make payment to the issuing bank and forwards the document to the issuing bank. Issuing bank checks all the documents, verify it. Issuing bank take the payments from the importer and releases the document to the importer. The importer takes the delivery of the goods by giving the documents. If you have liked the content of the video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching the video.